So it's been a while since I've done one of these rosacea review videos, but there's been so much hype about this product that I knew I needed it and I knew I needed to review it for you. So this is the Roche Posay Effaclar BB Blur Instant Oil Absorbing Coverage Cream Mousse. You may have seen people talking about this on social media. It seems to be the product of the moment. Everyone seems to be raving about it. I was given this at an event and I heard BB cream and I instantly kind of thought, I don't think that's going to be for me, because BB creams in the UK are very, very light. They're basically just like tinted moisturisers. They are never high coverage enough for me, and they are usually quite dewy and quite light and, you know, good for people with dry skin but not so great for people with oily skin like me. So I've tried it out for you today. I did my usual test of putting it on half of my face and seeing how well it covers redness, how comfortable my skin feels with it on, how natural it looks. And I'm going to wear this for the rest of the day and see how I get on with my oily skin and how well it lasts on me. I'll just give you a kind of rundown of all the information that you need to know or probably want to know. So it's SPF 20, which is obviously a really, really good thing, but do bear in mind that it probably will flash back in photos. So just be aware of that if you're going to be going out anywhere and people are going to be using flash photography. You don't want to end up with kind of ghost face. It's oil free, which is really, really good for people like me who have super oily skin. It's non-comedogenic, so it's really good for people who tend to have breakouts, you know, really prone to spots. It's a cream mousse, so it's quite a weird texture. I kind of go into it a bit later when I'm actually trying it out. So my rosacea is actually being quite well behaved at the moment. As you can see, I've kind of got the redness along my cheekbones, across my nose. For some reason I always have a little bit of redness on my forehead at this side, but this is kind of as good as it gets for me. So because my skin can flare up at any time, I'm always looking for foundations or BB creams or any kind of makeup that can cover the redness but also don't make me feel like I'm wearing a mask. I don't want my skin to feel smothered, I don't want it to be aggravated by really heavy makeup or anything. So I'm always looking for really, really good light makeup products. I'm going to give this La Roche Posay BB cream a go and see what I think. So I'm just going to squeeze a little bit out onto the back of my hand. I've not used this before, so I'm not really sure how much I'll need to use, so I'll just squirt a little bit on. Okay, it looks quite dark. So another thing that I'm instantly kind of aware of is that it's quite thick. It looks kind of like a moussey foam, but it looks quite sturdy as well. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. So let's just give it a go. So what I might do is just apply it to the left side of my face and then kind of compare the two. Oh, it's kind of weird when you kind of having to just like smoosh it all over my hand in order to... Oh, this looks really dark. Okay, it looks dark on my hand, but it's not coming out too dark on my face. Okay, so getting my fringe out of the way. That's pretty impressive, really. I can still make out bits of redness here where, you know, where my redness is worse, sort of on my cheekbones and on my cheeks. I really like the way this feels, actually. It feels very... Ooh, lighting change. Sorry, the lighting is absolutely awful today, it's so overcast. It feels very light, it doesn't feel sticky or oily or drying or anything like that. It does kind of feel like a BB cream, it just feels like you know, I've put moisturiser on or something. I'm just going to top it up a little bit over the bits that I still think are a little bit red. And I think now that I've topped that up, that's just a very, very small amount that I've just added over the bits on my cheekbones and my cheeks. I think you can tell that that is, you know, that is high coverage. When I saw BB, I was expecting it to be quite lightweight, you know, quite dewy, but this is actually, I would say, high coverage. I haven't put any primer on underneath this, but I will see how this goes. I'll wear this for the rest of the day and I'll put a note in the box below to tell you how it fared over the day. I'm just going to top up and just do the other side as well. I'm still not the biggest fan of the texture of this and how it actually goes onto the brush, and maybe it's different if you apply it with your fingers, but I try to avoid touching my face as much as I can just because it transfers heat from my fingers onto my face, and that can sometimes trigger a flare up. That's just the BB cream, and I am obviously hypercritical of my face, and I know exactly where my redness is. I can barely see my redness at all. I can see a tiny little outline there of where I know that it is, but again, that's because I know where I'm looking. I'm actually really happy with this coverage, and like I said, it doesn't feel heavy and it doesn't feel like it's going to aggravate my rosacea, although, you know, I will wear it for the rest of the day and I'll let you guys know if it does flare me up or start to feel a bit kind of claggy on the skin, because sometimes products like these do. So I just really quickly put a little bit of other makeup on. I put some under eye concealer, mascara, brow product and lipstick, and that is it. Oh, and some blusher. That is it. Had a good look at this in proper light over there on my makeup table. I'm absolutely thrilled with this. Really thrilled. It's matte, it doesn't look oily or anything, but it's not a really flat matte. It looks natural. I haven't put any highlighter or anything on. But hopefully if I move my face around you can see that it's, you know, I've still got dimension to my face. It doesn't look like a mask. It's actually a really good colour. When I put it on my hand it looked quite dark and I was quite worried. So quick summary, because I don't want to ramble any more than I already have. In case you hadn't guessed, I love this foundation. I'm kind of holding off a little bit because I want to see how well it lasts on my oily skin, but the colour seems to be really great. The texture when I put it on my hand and when I'm like rubbing my brush into it is a bit weird. I don't know why. It's a little bit too firm for me. I don't know if it's just because I'm not used to products like this. It feels a little bit kind of silicone-y and smooth, so if you like that or don't like that, that's something to bear in mind. It goes on really well, very easy to blend into my skin. It doesn't feel heavy. My rosacea makes my skin very sensitive, and if it doesn't like a product then it's really obvious very quickly that it doesn't like a product. My skin doesn't feel uncomfortable, it doesn't feel itchy, it doesn't feel warm. It doesn't actually feel like I've got anything on, to be honest. It just feels like I've put a moisturiser on and now that's sinking in, which I love. The coverage, as you can see, as I've already kind of gone over, is fantastic. I'm super impressed. I mean, I can see a little kind of outline there and there, but that's because I'm looking for it and I know where it is. So I don't think that anyone that just met me in the street or saw me on the tube would be looking at me thinking like, she's got a bit of a red face. For the lightness of the texture and for the coverage, I'm amazed. I think this is absolutely fantastic. Thanks for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe down below if you haven't already. I'm going to put a few links in the box below as well. So I'm going to put a few links to my blog post about my rosacea so you can find out a bit more about it. And I've also put things about like skincare and lifestyle and diet, how I control and manage my rosacea, so you can have a look. I'll also put links to where you can purchase this product or find out a bit more about it. Leave me a comment if you are going to try this product, or if you've already tried it, or if you've got any questions. Or come and chat to me on Twitter. I'm @TalentedLex. Sort your hair out, love, come on.